Hello friends, hope you all are fine and preparing for the exams. Exams will be conducted soon as per the BT informations. Today we are going to discuss the question and answers of 4th unit of PIC subject, that is ethical issues in engineering practice. It carries 20 marks. It has 14 different questions. We'll see one by one. So, first question, write a note on industrial standards. There are many unique ethical issues which arises in engineering practice. They may not be encountered in other professions. For the engineers, the following ethical issues have been assumed as main importance for their sustenance and progress. So they are multinational organizations. We may get computer issues, research, internet functions, military development, and environmental ethics. In this unit, we are going to study only the environmental ethics, computer ethics, and ethics in research. Only three we are going to concentrate. So, first question, write a note on industrial standards. Industrial standards very important for every industries. The standardization reduces the cost and also the quality is achieved. The standards helps the manufacturers, customers and also they help the public in competitiveness and giving the best quality. So industrial standards are given by or established by BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standard in our country. In consultation with industries and services, this BIS is going to highlight or give the standards, various standards for the industries. International standards have become relevant with the development of the work trade. The internal standards of organizations has now detailed specifications for products, services with the procedures that the manufacturers or service providers should follow to make good quality products and services. So this is the way how you are going to write a short note on industrial standards. This question may come for 5 marks. Total this subject has this unit has 20 marks. The first one we have discussed the industrial standards. Second question, explain the environmental ethics. Environment ethics is defined as the moral issues related to the environment and they are moral perspective, beliefs, attitudes concerning issues. Engineers in the past we are going to neglect the environment when we are going to do our activities. But it has now become important that engineers should design eco-friendly tools, machines, sustainable products, processes and projects. They are very essential to ensure protection of environment when we are designing as a civil engineers, when we are designing, so we must do our design in such a way that it should be eco-friendly design. So it is essential to ensure protection of environment, prevent the degradation of environment, slow down the exploitation of natural resources so that future generation can enjoy it. Especially it requires engineers should give the highest preference to the safety, health and welfare of the public. And we should strive to agree with the principles of sustainable development in our profession. So this is about the environmental ethics. Third question, what are the duties of engineer as a experimenter in environmental ethics? So as an engineer, what are our duties? So engineers, we are the experimenters. So what are our duties regarding environmental ethics means four duties we should follow towards environmental ethics. So first one, environmental impact assessment. Second one, establishing the standards. Third one, countermeasures. Fourth one, environmental awareness. So first one, environmental impact assessment. So involves this contains study and assessment of effect of technology and its waste and how it pollutes the land, air, water and even space. So by adopting our design, what or in which way it causes the impact. It causes the impact that what this contains. Second one, establishing the standards. Study and to fix the tolerable and actual pollution levels. Fourth one, countermeasures. Study and develop what protective or eliminating measures are available for immediate implementation. That is the countermeasures we must study. Fourth one is the environmental awareness. So study on how to educate the people on environment practice, issues and possible remedies. So these are the four different certain duties we are going to have as a experimenters. Environmental impact assessment, establishing the standards, countermeasures, environmental awareness. Fourth question, how the plastic waste disposal create havoc? In our country, several crores of plastic bottles are used as water and oil containers, and plastic bags are used to pack different materials ranging from vegetables and gold ornaments. Hardly some of these plastics are recycled, but not all. As you know, there are different types of plastics we are going to use which are not recycled. All type of plastics are not recycled. They end up in gutters, roadsides, here and there, in agricultural fields, which creates havoc, and they are non-degradable, as you know. Still worse, burning of the plastic gives the toxic gases. It evolves toxic gases into the nature, spoils the air or atmosphere. You may be observing in temples or in streets the camphor along with the plastic covers in temples we used to burn, which gives releases toxic fumes and threatens seriously the air quality. Cities and local administration have to act on this, collect and arrange for recycling through the industries. This is how plastic waste disposal is creating havoc. Fifth question, list the ill effects of e-waste disposal on environment. E-waste, electronic waste, such as it is containing the parts of computers, electronic devices, which served its useful life, gives a major environmental issues. When they are broken, they will be converted, they will be known as e-waste, and they are giving they are causing main environmental issues like they are causing water pollution, air pollution, land pollution, etc. The scrap of e-waste is containing toxic elements like cadmium, lead, mercury. This all causes the health of human being seriously. Those who are working with this e-waste causes the health of human being. Third one, even though the radioactive waste will lose 89% after 200 years, but e-waste remains 99% of toxicity over next 30,000 years. See how the toxic the plastic, the e-waste is. The toxic chemical agents, tertiary, arsenic, mercury, cadmium toxicity remains forever, which causes environmental pollution. Mercury, arsenic and cadmium, they are very toxic in nature, causes the environmental pollution. Disposal of e-waste in landfill sites causes ground and underwater pollution, which releases the leachate, causes the due to the landfill of e-waste causes the ground and underground water pollution. These are the four ill effects of e-waste disposal on environment. Next question, discuss on industrial waste disposal creating disasters on environment. Industrial waste disposal creating disasters on environment. Industrial waste, they are very serious concern over environmental aspects. Now industrial waste becoming main basic thing causing air pollution, water pollution, land pollution. Indian government in our country, government has made strong regulations to the industries for waste disposal, industrial waste disposal to prevent the major pollution and preventing the damage to the environmental aspects. But these regulations are not implementing properly by all the industries, and strongly that is why the industrial waste disposal is creating disasters on environment. Government is not serious about these waste such as ash from thermal power plant, dust from cement industry, waste from chemical, alloy, steel, sugar industries. If the government is taking strict actions against these all, then automatically one can reduce the effects of industrial waste. Next question, seventh one. Explain human-centered environmental ethics. This assumes that only human beings have inbuilt moral and it is only to be taken care of other living beings and ecosystems in nature. Utilitarian aims to maximize the good consequences for human beings. Most of the goods are engineered products and made out of natural resources. Human beings have recreational interests such as sports, mountaineering, etc. Aesthetic interests like enjoying from seeing the waterfalls, snowfalls, etc. Scientific interest to explore into nature or processes. Basic interest to survive by conserving the nature and natural services. Rights ethicists support the right to live and right to liberty to realize the right to live in a healthy environment. Further, virtue ethics stresses the importance of humility, appreciation of natural beauty, gratitude to the mother nature which provides everything to us. Some religions identifies all the human beings, animals and plants as divine, as God. The eco-balance is need of the hour. This is how we are explaining human-centered environmental ethics. Next question, eighth one. Define computer ethics. Explain different issues in computer ethics. Or you may get the questions like this. List the different types of issues related to computer ethics. So in detail we are explaining in this. So computer ethics means it is a study and analysis of nature and social impact of computer technology, formulations, justification of policies for the ethical use of computer. Everywhere we are using computers. No field is there where we are not using the computers. Everywhere we are using the computer. So what the computer ethics is highlighting and what type of issues we are going to get. So, three different types of issues are there related to the computer ethics. First one, computer as instrument of unethical act. In this once again three will be there. In that first one, usage of computer replaces the job positions. So, this problem can be solved through readjusting the work assignment and giving training on computer applications such as word processing, Excel operating, editing, graphics, etc. Computer replaces the job positions. Second one, breaking the privacy. Information or data of the individual can be easily accessed, erased, or ownership can be changed. That is, if we are using computer as instrument of unethical act, then this will happen. Third one, defraud a bank or a client by accessing and withdrawing money from others bank account. So this is the unethical act. Second issue is computer as the object of an unethical act. In that comes hacking, spreading virus, health hazards. Computer as the object of unethical act. First one, hacking. The software can be stolen or information can be stolen and is accessed from other computers. Now it is going on everywhere. You are observing that one in the medias. So hacking, it causes loss in business, violation of privacy rights of business or individuals. In case of defense, if this may endanger the security of the nation, very dangerous hacking of computer. Second is through the computer spreading of virus. Spreading of virus means through the mail or message, the virus is intentionally allowed to spread, causes the loss of business or contents can be changed or erased. So spreading the virus purposely, this is also the other type of unethical act. Crime, computer crime. Then third one, health hazards. The computer pose threat to the health during their usage as well as during disposal. See, everywhere everyone we are using the computer. So due to the use of computer, little health is also upsetted and even after its disposal, it causes the health of the persons. So health hazards quite common. So this is also the unethical act of the computer. Third issue, that is problems related to the autonomous nature of computer. So in that first one, security risk. A small mistake or small error in the software may cause huge loss in the technology and threat to the internal security of the nation. See, if small mistake is done, small error is occurs, then whole loss becomes here because of the technology or that may be serious, that may cause a threat to the nation also. That is security risk, we'll say, if it is not properly secured. Then second one, loss of human lives. Risk and loss of human lives by the computer in the operational control of military weapons unexpected error in the software or hardware during interfacing between two may trigger a serious attack or cause irreparable human loss before error is traced. Then third one, inflexible manufacturing system. Autonomous computer is beneficial in obtaining continuous monitoring and automatic control. So these are three different issues related to the computer. That is, computer as the object of unethical act, computer as the object of unethical act, problems related to autonomous nature of computer. So these are the three different types of issues. Computer ethics means what, and what are the different types of computer ethics? Next question, that is, list the ethical problems by the computers in workplace. So ethical problems by the computers in the workplace means in this three different problems. Ethical problems are there. They are, first one, elimination routine and manual jobs. This leads unemployment. Due to the use of computer, the manpower is reduced because everything is controlled by the computer only. It reduces the employment or it leads to unemployment, but the IT jobs can be created for the people. Elimination of routine and manual jobs, that is, IT jobs can be created for the more IT jobs can be created for the people. Initially, this may require some skills and knowledge, but through the training, the problem can be solved. Example, in case of typist, nowadays we are having a programmer. Before we used to appoint the typist. Now we are appointing the programmers, computer programmers. Second is health and safety. The ill effects due to the electromagnetic radiations, especially on women and pregnant employees, mental stress, wrist problems, back pain, eye strain due to poor lighting and flickers in the display and long exposure. Like this, we are having ill effects or effects related to health. These are creating huge problems to the health and safety of the people. We know we are going to get such diseases, but we are going to use that one, which is made compulsory everywhere, health and safety. Third one, computer failure. A small error in the software or hardware may stop the entire important network. Hardware errors can be solved easily, but testing and quality systems of software should be introduced to minimize the errors. So these are the three different ethical problems by the computers in workplace. This is how we must explain. This is the ninth important question. Next question, 10th question. List the ethical features involved in computer crime. So, ethical features involved in computer crime means there are two. First one, physical security and logical security. Physical security means the computers are to be protected against theft, fire and physical damage. This can be made by proper insurance on the asset, that is physical security of the computer. Second is logical security. This is covered through the privacy of the individuals, privacy of the organizations, confidentiality is maintained, integrity to ensure the modification of data or program which are done only by the authorized persons. Next one, uninterrupted service. This can be achieved by uninterrupted power supply or backup provisions. Next, protection against hacking causes dislocation or destruction. Licensed antivirus packages are used. Firewalls are used by all computer users to ensure the protection against virus. Passwords and data encryption have been used for a security purpose, but these have also attacked by bypassed. This problem is not being solved completely. The major weakness in this direction is difficulty in tracing the evidence involved and absence of strong punishment against this crime. So these are the two different ethical features, physical security and logical security involved in the computer crime. This is the 10th question. Next question, explain the role of engineers as managers. Role of engineers and managers. So following are the characteristics of engineers when they are acting as a managers. First one, promote an ethical climate through framing organizational policies, responsibilities, and by personal attitudes and obligations, one can create the climate. Second one, resolving and conflicts by evolving priority, developing mutual understanding. There should be mutual understanding between the employees. Third one, generating various alternative solutions to the problems. So whenever we are working with the projects and all, then various problems we are going to get here, but we must generate alternative solutions for each problems. Social responsibility to the stakeholders, customers and employers. Next one, they act to develop wealth as well as welfare of the society. We should not concentrate only on money, not only on wealth. We must concentrate, along with wealth, we must concentrate the welfare of the public. So these are the 5 important characters of engineers when they are working as managers. So when the conflict arises, conflict means here the disputes arises based on schedules arising out of fixing the priority to different projects or departments, availability of workplace, conflicts of overtime, technical, economic, etc. Conflicts arising in administration, conflicts of personality, human psychology, conflict of ego problems, conflicts over expenditures. So the disputes arises in such cases, that is conflicts arises, we'll say. Then when the conflicts arises, then how we must give the solution or how we must resolve the disputes means resolving the conflicts. So 4 points are there: people, interest, option, evaluation. So first one, people. Separate people from the problem. That is, views of all concerned may be obtained. The questions like what, when, why the error was asked is more important than to know who committed it. Instead of asking the questions like what happened, when happened, why it is, the error was committed is more important than to know who committed it. Second, interest. Focus must be only on interest. That is, the ethical attitudes or motives and not on the positions. Mutual interest must be respected, and what is right is more important than who is right. Third one, options. Develop various options as solutions to the problems. When problems are there, then there should be various solutions to solve that, so that manager can select the best among the available solutions. Fourth one, evaluation. Evaluate the results based on some specific objectives like efficiency, quality, customer satisfaction. The more important is not only the goals should be in ethical way. So this is how we must resolve the issues, we must resolve the conflict. That is, what characters the engineer should have as managers and how, in what way the conflict arises and how he should solve the conflicts. This is what explain the role of engineers as managers. Very important question answer. Go through this. Next one, explain the code of ethics followed in institution of engineers. So engineers serve as all members of the community in enhancing their welfare, health, safety by creative process, utilizing engineers' knowledge, expertise and experience. The code of ethics of institution of engineers is based on broad principles of truth, honesty, justice, trustworthiness, respect, and safeguard of human life and welfare, competence, accountability, which constitutes moral values. Every corporate member of the institution must recognize, uphold, and abide by the rules. The Code of Ethics of Institution Engineers based on 5 important points. They are the ethical standards, social justice, social order, human rights, protection of the environment, sustainable development, public safety, and tranquility. The Code of Ethics of Institution of Engineers, they are: first one, shall utilize his or her knowledge and expertise for welfare, health, safety of the community without any discrimination for sectional or private interest. Second point, shall maintain the honor, integrity, dignity in all his professional actions to be worthy of the trust of the community and the profession. Third point, shall act only in the domains of his competence with care, sincerity, honesty. Shall apply his knowledge, expertise in the interest of his employer or to the clients for whom he shall work without compromising with the obligations to these tenants. Fifth point, shall not falsify or misrepresent his own or his associates' qualification, experience, etc. Wherever necessary and relevant, shall take all reasonable steps to inform himself, his employees, clients of the environmental, economic, social, other possible situations, consequences which may arise out of his actions. Next, shall maintain utmost honesty and fairness in making statement or giving witness and shall do so on the basis of adequate knowledge. Next point, shall not directly and indirectly injure professional reputation of another member. Professional brother we used to call, shall not directly or indirectly injure the reputation of the professional brothers. Shall reject any kind of offer that may involve unfair practice, may cause avoidable damage to the ecosystem. Next, further, shall be concerned about and shall act in the best of his ability for maintenance of sustainability of the process of development. Shall not act in any manner which may injure the reputation of the institution or which may cause any damage to the institution financially or otherwise. These are the 11 different points we must mention as the code of ethics of institution of engineers. On what points it is depending and what are the different codes. So this much we must explain. Next important question, that is, explain the code of ethics followed in Engineering Council of India. Here, in this, we must write three different articles. First one, Engineering Council of India was formed in 2002 with main objectives as to establish a common code of ethics for professional and consulting engineers for adoption by association or professional societies and to evolve strategy for its enforcement. So the IEI, IETE, Consulting Engineers Association of India, CEAI, AICTE and NBA are the members of this council. The Engineers Bill, drafted in 2004 and aimed to introduce common codes of ethics. Engineering is a profession that puts scientific knowledge to the practical use. So, three articles we must explain in this question. First one, social responsibility to uphold ethical values of the society. So, in this first article, we must explain public safety, compliance with social order, impartiality and fairness. So, first one more is there, environmental protection and improvement. Comes under Article 1, social responsibility to uphold ethical values of the society. Public safety. Engineers shall ensure safety, health and welfare of the public in the performance of their professional duties. When they are doing their duties, we must be aware with the safety of the public, health and welfare of the public. We must design our designs in a constructive way but not in a destructive way. Safety of the people must always come first. They should promptly disclose to all concerned the factor that might endanger the public safety or the environment. That is public safety. Second, compliance with social order. Engineers, we are abide by the laws of the land in which work is performed. We are having our own bylaws. According to that, we should move here. Respect the local customs, uphold the human rights, safeguard public property, and violence is not done and acts of terrorism is reduced. Not involved in the violence and acts of the terrorism. This is compliance with social order. Next is impartiality and fairness. Engineers, always we should fair. Fair means impartial. All persons regardless of such factors, race, caste, creed, religion, state, gender, national origin. Instead of this means we should not consider this. Impartiality should not be done on this basis. Here we should be always fair enough in our work. Fourth point, environment protection and improvement. Engineers, always we should strive for the protection and maintaining the clean, healthy and safe environment with some requirements. So these 4 points comes under Article 1, social responsibility to uphold ethical values of the society. Second article, that is responsibility to maintain high standards of professional quality. So professional responsibilities includes 4 different points. First one, development of technical and managerial skills. Compulsory, it is required in the engineering field. Must have technical knowledge, technical skills and managerial skills here. Engineers shall maintain state-of-the-art professional skills, continue professional development, provide opportunity for the professional development of those working under their command. Second point, undertake assignment where professionally competent. Engineers shall perform service only in the area of their technical competence. Third one, performance responsibility. Engineers shall seek work through fair and proper methods. We should not involve in illegal way. Legally we should act and we should take full responsibility for the task undertaken by us. Next point, proper verification of document and production processes. Engineers shall approve only those designs which are safe and economically meet the requirement of the client and shall not approve any engineering document, design, material, stages of work which are considered as unsound. So these are the four different points comes under Article 2, responsibility to maintain high standards of professional quality. Next article, Article 3 contains obligation to maintain high standard of personal behavior in a responsible manner. So under this comes 7 different points. We'll discuss one by one. Article 3, obligation to maintain high standards of personal behavior in a responsible manner. Honesty and first point, honesty and integrity in professional dealing. Engineers, we must maintain high degree of honesty and personal integrity in professional links. They shall conduct themselves in fair, honest and respectable manner. Second is compensation for service rendered. Engineers shall not engage in unhealthy competitions. Third point, professional opinion. So we should seek and offer honest criticism of technical work, acknowledge the errors and give proper credit for the contribution of the others wherever necessary. Engineers shall issue public statements in an objective and truthful manner. Fourth point, professional relationship with the employer. We must act faithfully as trustee of the client on professional matters. Next point, information communication with employers. Engineers shall keep their employer and client fully informed on all matters relating to the progress of the work, including financial aspect which may affect the assigned work, mutual obligations and trust. Engineers shall not give falsely injure the professional reputation of another engineer or organization. That is information communication with the employers. Always there should be proper communication between the team. Next, self-promotion. Engineers shall build their reputation based on the merits of services to the customers and shall not falsify, misrepresent their contribution. Employers' business secrets. Engineers shall not disclose by any means confidential information of the employer or client unless otherwise authorized. Self-promotion will say. Next point, personal conflict. Engineers shall disclose real or perceived conflicts of interest to affected parties and avoid these where possible. Avoid the personal conflict. Privacy should be maintained regarding the informations. These are the 7 different points comes under article obligation to maintain high standards high standards of the personal behavior in a responsible manner. So comes under Engineering Councils of India. Next is 13th question. Explain the code of ethics followed in Tata Group. So Indian companies have risen challenges and established their own reputations for fair play with the ethics. Among the IT companies, leaders of IT companies, there are models of good governance. The 15 million Tata Group upholds the leadership with trust as its key asset and holds up the Tata Codes of Conduct to its 22 million plus employees. Founded on the 5 core values, namely Tata Group is depending on these values, they are integrity, understanding, excellence, unity and responsibility. The code is made in 24 canons embracing ethical conduct, conflict of interest, corporate governance, whistleblowing, national interest, health, safety, welfare of the public, including environmental concern. So this is the main ethic of the Tata Group. Then what is the corporate conduct of Tata Group? So under this we'll get various points around 14 to 15. First one, national interest. Tata Company shall be committed its actions, benefits of the economy, development of the countries in which it is operating, and it is not engaging any kind of activity which adversely affects the company, adversely affects the name of the company. It shall not undertake any project or activity to the detriment of the nation's interest, those that will have any adverse impact on the social, cultural life pattern of the citizens. This is the first one, that is corporate conduct of the Tata Company, national interest. Second point, financial reporting and records. Tata Company shall prepare and maintain its account fairly and correctly, and financial reporting standards which represents accepted guidelines, principles, standards, laws, regulations of the country in which company conducts its business affairs. Third point, political and non-alignment. Political non-alignment. A Tata Company is committed support the functioning democratic constitution of our country and our system with a transparent, fair electoral system. A company shall not support directly, indirectly any specific political party or candidate for political office. The Tata Company shall not offer or give any company funds, property as donations directly, indirectly to a specific political party, candidate or company. But they will help the country. Fourth point, health and safety and environment. A company shall strive to provide safe, healthy working atmosphere and comply in the conduct of business affairs with all rules, regulations regarding the preservations of the environment, territory it operates in. Next point, quality of products and service. A Tata Company shall be committed to supply goods and services of the highest quality standards with a efficient sales services with requirements of customers to ensure their total satisfaction. Further, corporate citizenship. A Tata Company shall be committed to a good corporate citizen, not only compliance with relevant laws, regulations, assisting the improvement of the quality of life of the people in the communities in which they are operating with the objective of making themselves reliant. So these are the different ethics followed by the Tata company. Still you can add, here I have added only 6. You can still add cooperation with the Tata company, public representation of company and group, third party representation, use of Tata brand, group policies, shareholders, government agencies, gifts and donations, competitions, equal opportunity to the employer, like this several, still 10 points are there. Total 16 different points are there. You can highlight any 5, it is enough. Here I have explained 6 points. This is the code of ethics followed in Tata Group. Last question, that is, explain the code of Indian Institute of Materials Management. Code of Ethics of Institute of Materials Management. Here 5 different points we must go through the codes of Indian Institute of Materials Management. First one, to consider first the total of one's organ first, the total interest of one's organization in all transactions without impairing the dignity, responsibility to one's office. Means that is first one is materials science. Materials Management, Indian Institute of Material Management. The course we are studying, first one, one's organization, first the total interest of one's organization in all transactions without impairing the, affecting the dignity, responsibility to one's office. Second is to buy without prejudice, to obtain, way prejudice seeking to obtain the maximum ultimate value for each rupee of expenditure. Next is subscribe and work for honesty and truth in buying and selling the materials. De-announce all forms and manifestations of commercial bribery and to stop the anti-social practices. Last one, respect one's obligations and those of one's organizations consistent with good business practice. This is the 5 different codes of ethics of Indian Institute of Material Science. These are the 14 different question answers I have taken and I have discussed here. So go through once again. These all videos prepared by the staff members and prepare for the examinations. Don't waste your time. Submit your activities, assignments, prepare the term work and prepare the go for preparing the study theoretical subjects. So with this we'll end the discussion. Thank you one and all. Yeah,